What's up, gang? Welcome back to Diz Dad TV. On today's episode, we're checking out Season 3 of the Star Wars and Disney Plus series, The Mandalorian. This is Episode 4. If you want to turn reactions for earlier episodes in this series, other Star Wars and Marvel shows, if you're into theme parks, Imagineering content, you can find it all on the homepage of my channel. Links in the description below as well. I appreciate you checking that out, liking, subscribing, and hanging out with me. Hard to believe, once we get through this episode, we're going to be halfway through this third season, or at least I assume we will be if it's kind of keeping in form with seasons 1 and 2 of 8 episodes each. But coming on the heels of what was kind of an okay episode 3, if you caught my reaction for it. Some good moments sprinkled throughout, definitely, but overall, just kind of an okay episode. I definitely enjoyed the Din Djarin and Bo-Katan moments, both kind of beginning the episode and capping it off as well. Fascinating to watch her seemingly now part of the Children of the Watch. Be really interested to see how long that actually lasts for her, if it does indeed last. I spent a lot of time on Coruscant in episode 3. This whole idea of amnesty and especially catching up with Dr. Pershing and his cloning research, kind of watching him get duped into trying to restart his research and then seeing that backfire on him as he gets caught. Thanks to one of Moff Gideon's communications officer who double crosses him. And again, we see that whole mind flare device. And again, I don't know the end game there. Was that just to wipe his mind completely? Is he dead? Maybe this gets addressed in today's episode. I have to assume as much time as we spent with that whole part of the story in the last episode, that's going to play into the rest of the season in some fashion, into the larger story. I don't feel like we've hit it just yet. There's a lot of smaller storylines out there still to kind of figure out. Obviously, the whole Bo-Katan and Jar relationship and her part of the Children of the Watch, the Mythosaur, Grogu, watching his development. Space pirates still out there in some fashion, so we're going to see them again at some point. We know Moff Gideon, kind of the elephant in the room. He's going to pop back into the series as well. And I'm assuming Thrawn potentially is our Imperial warlord that attacked Bo's castle back in the last episode. But he's probably going to be more maybe the capping off the season, I would have to guess, leading into Ahsoka. But I feel like still a lot to figure out for the rest of the season and what's going to be our driven storyline to get us to episode 8 for this series and this season. So definitely looking forward to it and curious to see what we have in store for us today. But all that being said, let's just go ahead and check out episode 4 of The Mandalorian. We got a training session going on. This is all like a scene out of like Enter the Dragon, all this training and sparring happening. Nice. What are you guys shooting at? All right, so whose idea was it to leave him by the water? Did we forget? Did we forget what's in the water? Is he moving all those? Oh, it's a crab. He loves his critters, doesn't he?
Next challenger. Winner.
Exactly. How's this going to play out?
If he is ever to rise from foundling to apprentice, he must learn. Judge.
Whatever you say. He seems a little small for this, doesn't he?
I am his ward. Proceed.
The noises from Grogu.
Well, I know.
Perhaps this lesson is for you then.
Oh, wow. Touché. Oh my gosh. Is that even going to fit him?
My dad was the same way. He's just proud of you.
Each has 3 darts. You may fire any.
Seeing him with that on his wrist, that just makes me laugh.
Squeeze your fist to launch the darts. You'll be fine.
Are you sure about this, Dad?
Begin.
Oops.
Don't look at me.
Oh, that look. That's hilarious.
It's okay. Show them.
Time to show out, kid.
Begin.
You knew he was gonna jump, didn't you? Oh, nice.
Great job, kid.
He's becoming a Mandalorian right before our eyes, isn't he? What is that? Oh. Like, where are they living, all these creatures? It's like Land of the Lost. Maybe find a new home. Love some good jetpack action. Oh, I run out of gas? They're not gonna catch it, are they?
It always gets away.
Oh, this happened before? Bo-Katan to the rescue. Oh, look at this shot. That's cool. It's a good opener. Really good opener.
If we use jetpacks, the beast will hear.
It would kill the child.
Do we think it's still alive at this point? It's fascinating watching Bo-Katan take a leadership position in the group already.
You wish to become a Mandalorian. There is much work to attend to.
This ought to be interesting. Grogu and the Armorer. Watching him waddle across the sand.
This is the forge.
Oh, is he going to get some more armor?
As raw ore.
Oh, look at that face. He looks scared.
Through trials and adversity.
What is she making?
The forge can reveal weaknesses.
Yeah, he didn't like that at all, does he? Are we getting a flashback? Or it's triggering his flashbacks, isn't it? This Order 66? Oh, it is. Are we gonna find out what happened to him?
Get the youngling into Kellerin, go!
Who did they say? Oh god, who's this gonna be?
Everything's gonna be alright, kid.
Wait. Is that? It is, isn't it? That's Ahmed Best. Are you serious? Are you freaking serious? Oh my gosh. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Jar Jar Binks, well, the voice of Jar Jar Binks is the one that's going to save Grogu? That is nuts. Absolutely nuts. Oh my gosh. I love it for him though too. And he was on this show a year or two ago, Jedi Talon's Temple.
They hit the engine. This is gonna get a little rough.
Oh, this is great. Absolutely great. It's like an all-time cameo. Hold on. You gonna pop back out? Maybe go back in, bud. Whew. Wow. Oh, there's our rock. Don't touch, don't touch. Ooh. Those guys are all toast, aren't they? Oh, that's a Naboo ship, isn't it? Looks like Padme's cruiser. I mean, it's probably not the same one, but it looks just like it. Oh, it's crazy. Oh, don't stop it now. Oh, he's out of it. They've got to recontinue that, don't they? Now I want to know where he went next. Did he go to Naboo? Oh, man. That was amazing. Having Ahmed Best come back to do that, that's next level.
You will grow into this rondel as you grow into your station. Foundling Grogu.
Is he really going to grow into that, though? How much bigger is he going to get? That's some kind of chest plate, buddy. Is he gonna be top heavy now, though? Again, this is just wild. I don't know what the time jump is between the last episode and this happening. I can't imagine it's been too long, but like she's already leading a search party. It's just wild.
How do you eat when other people are around?
You don't.
Yeah, you don't. There they all go.
You have the honor of staying by the fire. This is the way.
This is the way. So you got all these people to hang out with now, but you can't actually eat with them. You've all got to eat separately.
Kill the Foundling if attacked. It has happened before when it has taken others.
Yeah, how many Foundlings have you guys lost? And like, why are you still there? Vizsla's gonna go up that mountain with that big, huge gun and pack. Oh, dude, leave it behind. Almost there. It's a big freaking nest, isn't it?
Wait until we clear the area.
He's my son.
Oh, interesting. I think I would wait though, buddy.
Ragnar!
Oh gosh. Babies. Oh, mama's home. Where's the kid though? Oh. Oh, she was feeding the kids. Is he still alive? Oh, he is. This is crazy. She's losing armor? Oh, we know we can fix that. I never get tired of Mandalorian action. Never get tired of it. She poke it in the eye. Oof. It's a rough landing. Get the kid. Nice. Took him down. Whoa! What? Oh my gosh! That's like Jurassic World. And there's more of those crocodile things, whatever they are.
Thank you.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Are we all good now, you and I? I sure hope so after all that.
Come, Grogu.
Come, Grogu. Get my heroes welcome. Again, how many Foundlings have they lost? And why are they still living there?
You have done the highest honor of the Creed, saving a Foundling.
There you go.
And we have brought you 3 more Foundlings in need of care and training.
What? They brought the babies home? Are they going to train and ride them at some point? Because that would be amazing. That would be amazing. They call it Boba Fett for that, right? After him riding the Rancor back in Boba Fett?
You're in need of a repair. Come with me.
A little bit of foreshadowing when she lost the armor in the battle, wasn't it?
Would it be acceptable to wear one pauldron of the Night Owl and another with the Mythosaur?
There you go.
I would like that.
Indeed. Are we going to talk about the Mythosaur now, hopefully?
What would you say if I told you I saw one?
There you go.
I would say you are very lucky.
What? What kind of response is that?
But it was real.
This is the way.
What? This is the way? That's all you gotta say? No. Still no. Come on. Oh, man. I thought for sure we were going to talk about it there, right? Her response, her final response is, "This is the way." It's like, I am Groot. She says more than "this is the way," but like that's kind of like her "I am Groot" response. But I don't know if she was just like putting her off or if that was like an understanding, "This is the way." Totally believe you saw that, or just "this is the way." I don't know. I guess hopefully this has got to be addressed further in a future episode, but curious what you guys thought this episode. If you guys want to comment down below, but that was a good episode. It was kind of I don't want to say it's not generic, but it was kind of a standard formulaic Mandalorian episode, kind of mission of the week, kind of getting us back. Again, last week's episode wasn't terrible, but this felt much more in the vein of the Mandalorian, which is, in either one's fine, but I did enjoy this episode. I mentioned I'm kind of a sucker for any Mandalorian action, which we had a bunch of it in this episode, and just thought it was a good all-around episode. Flew by too. It was much shorter than last week's episode by far. I know that was like probably at least 20 minutes shorter than last week's episode, but kicking off the episode, we had it was a training montage, but it was kind of like a scene out of Enter the Dragon, all the Mandalorians out there working on the weapons and fighting skills. I don't know that Din Djarin's quite Father of the Year material just yet. Leaving Grogu by the edge of the water. We know what's out there, so why is he still there by the edge of the water? Throwing him into this training session with the kid and the darts, which that was kind of its own little funny sequence as well. So yeah, he's not quite Father of the Year just yet, but kind of a typical dad thing to do. Hey, just do it. You can do it. You got this. But it was interesting too, watching Bo kind of help him, as long as she's the one that put the darts on him and kind of giving him encouragement and say, "Hey, my dad was the same way." So that whole dynamic is interesting to see, the two of them and Grogu, and then separately how they all interact. And again, I don't know where they're living at, that they had the croc come out of the water in the last episode, and now however many foundlings they lost from this flying creature, whatever it was. Again, I'm a sucker for jetpack action, the Mandalorian action. It's really cool to kind of see Bo-Katan come to the rescue. And again, I don't know what the time jump was between last episode and this episode. I almost kind of wish they had just used that footage from episode 3 and this episode together. But I get why, thinking about the way that our last episode ended, it was kind of a perfect ending, I guess I'll say. Watching her become part of the Children of the Watch and then closing it there. So I can see why they didn't merge that with this episode. That makes some sense. So I don't know how much time is taking place between the two of those, but I can't imagine it's been too long. So to see her already, as she's walking through, kind of observing the training, and then now she's leading this group off to save the Foundling. Was it Ragnar? I think was his name, Vizsla's kid. And kind of seeing her take charge in that. And then here at the end of the episode, she's ingratiated herself now. She's done like the highest honor. And she's getting the armor from the armor, all that. So it's, again, fascinating to watch her transition into this group. And we saw her briefly without her helmet there, because they have to eat alone. She got to sit by the fire because she's the leader. So we see her briefly without the helmet, and she kind of looks around, and it's like, she's still trying to figure this out. And again, I don't know how long this lasts for her. I do get the sense, like, I wouldn't say she's enjoying it, but you can see she's starting to some acceptance, at least it feels like, where she feels like she's much more a part of this group. So that's really interesting to watch. But yeah, just a good all-around episode. Not a ton happened, but the kind of the mission aspect was cool. But we did see, again, development of Bo's character in the current, and then we had that flashback of Grogu, to the past, and kind of, although I do want to see more of that, it's amazing that they had Ahmed Best be the one to save him. Again, if you didn't know, he did the voice and the acting for Jar Jar Binks in the prequel films, and obviously not the most popular character in Star Wars fandom, as many of you can imagine over the years. I think, from my understanding, he took a lot of flack for that over the years too. And to kind of see him be the one to play this Jedi character to rescue Grogu is just fantastic. He actually too, which I think I mentioned it, and I didn't watch this series. I watched an episode or two of it, but he hosted a web series. I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago, Jedi Challenge Temple. I had not heard of it. And then about a year and a half or so ago, I was doing an Imagineering competition with some folks online, and we were creating an attraction for Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood, or Florida, I should say, and they're in Orlando and Hollywood Studios. And I was looking through YouTube for some, Jedi Star Wars footage. I was putting together like an attraction commercial for our attraction. And I happened to stumble across like the trailer for that show, Jedi Challenge Temple. And I used a few bits of it. I think that's still on Vimeo somewhere. Maybe I'll link it in the description below if you guys want to check out the commercial. It's a kind of a brief commercial for the attraction, but I ended up watching like a couple episodes of that. And on that show, he was a Jedi, and kids came on the show, and he essentially was like the trainer, the guide, the mentor. So to kind of see that, I think that was the exact same character, which would make total sense. But so to kind of see that character as well come in makes total sense, to be the one looking to save the Foundlings during Order 66. So just kind of an all-time, there's been cameos in The Mandalorian, in Boba Fett, we had Cad Bane, and obviously Ahsoka, and, we haven't had Hondo. I was hoping we have Hondo this season, but having him come in and play that character in this series is absolutely fantastic. I love that for him. Hopefully he got a kick out of doing this. And I don't think not that he needed redemption personally, but to see him get to do this, that was just absolutely fantastic. And it made perfect sense. But again, now I want to see where he and Grogu left. So hopefully we get more flashbacks. I don't know if they went to Naboo. It looked like Padme's starship, but it could have been just a generic Naboo starship. So whether they went there or somewhere else, now I got to see that. So hopefully we get that at some point in the rest of these, another flashback of some sort. But again, curious what you guys thought of this episode. Overall thoughts, impressions, anything you didn't like. I enjoyed it. It flew by way too fast for me, but I enjoyed every moment of it. And it's funny, I paused here on this last screen of Grogu with the crabs, him and these little critters. I'm thinking back, the frogs or toads or whatever it was in Boba Fett, and these creatures, and obviously the Babu Frick character was back in episode 1 of this season. And obviously the Rancor back in Boba Fett as well. So him and his creatures, like he just gets excited about these things, doesn't he? So I'll be interested to see, are we going to see him with whatever those pterodactyl like babies were in future episodes? But just a good, fun episode, and really interested to see what picks up with episode 5. I don't know how much more time we're going to spend here on this planet. I feel like we've kind of exhausted that at this point, with multiple characters and a couple missions, so to speak. So I got to believe at this point, we're going to probably get into the point where Bo and Dinjarin and Grogu are probably going to be leaving the Children for the Watch. Maybe not. I don't know, but I don't know how much more time we can spend here before we jump into something else, and what other characters and story we've got for the rest of the season. So, but definitely looking forward to episode 5 and what is in store. So all that being said, thank you guys again, as always, for joining this reaction. I greatly appreciate it. But until next time, I will see you for episode 5 in The Mandalorian.